Okay, so as has been previously established, I come up with a lot of harebrained ideas. A couple of my buddies on Instagram and in person have told me that I should fish one of these, fish a lot of night tournaments. They've been telling me I should fish a night tournament out of my kayak, and these are bass boat tournaments. Last week I fished one on a little lake down here called Yates. I had 2 fish for about 2 pounds at 9:30. I'm putting it on the trailer. I ran all over the place. I don't take out hardly ever early, but I was just totally not in the mood. I've kind of gotten burnt out on big boat fishing, to be honest with you. That's kind of what led to this kayak deal. This makes it much more interesting. I'll say that. What I'm going to do, it only took 6 pounds to win with 5 fish last week. So I just went to the store, got me a navigation light kit because the safety's first. It's going to be my live well here. There you go. That can hold 6 pounds, but that's not going to hold many 6-pounders. So I'm hoping I catch something that this is going to be a problem for. And if it is, I don't really know what to do. I got another basket like this. I'm going to take an extra with me, but really don't know. Thought about a metal clip stringer and maybe taking my non-puncture coil tag clips and putting it on there. But that seems sketchy. So don't really know. I'm not going to just run a stringer through their gills. So I don't really know exactly what I would do. I'd like some input from you guys on what y'all do to keep fish alive if you ever try it. I thought about putting an ice chest on the back and putting an aerator in it and a battery, but the battery, I mean, it's going to be heavy and that's a lot of weight. This I don't know what this boat can hold, but I'm like 250. So you throw that in a big ice chest full of water and a battery in there. I don't know. So tell me what you guys do to keep fish alive if you ever try to keep them while you're fishing out of a kayak and do catch and release, but fish a little tournament. So I'm going to try that. What else I got? I got a yellow rope here to tie to my basket where I can tell. I got me some lights. I'm going to try to film this whole shindig. Got me a headlamp. It should be pretty interesting. Another light. Set of cheap pliers in case I drop them in the water. I'm going to probably mount me a cleat somewhere on the boat. I was thinking about it, somewhere to tie that basket to, because I don't want it getting torn off, floating off or something. So I'm going to probably put me a cleat on the boat somewhere. But yeah, this should be, should be something. That's something to tie my live well to, my basket. How am I going to turn it on? I don't want to put it too close and I'm going to be hooking it every time I go to cast. I didn't think about that. Maybe if I lean it forward. I just have to turn it on before I start, maybe. So pulling down the boat ramp road here, and none of these guys know I'm bringing my boat. I told my dad just to tell him that I was bringing my boat because he's going to have his over here. I said, just tell him I'm bringing my boat. He said, all right. So I saw a guy do this a little while back. Obviously, I'm not the first to think about this. As many people was kayak fish, or to try it. But I can't remember the guy's name. I saw it on Instagram. But anonymous shout out here to the guy who inspired me to do this. I had another guy I fished some night tournaments with and all, and he said something to me on Instagram today about doing it, and said, you need to fish one of them night tournaments sometime, so I'm gonna mess with these boys. Maybe hey, if I win, it'll be pretty funny. See what happens. Y'all ready?
Get in here in a hurry. You better get in here in a hurry. He done benched you.
I brought my own boat, man.
Where's Shay at? I said I benched him. See what? Look.
I brought my own boat.
But he's back on the B team.
I gotta go get launched, man. I don't want to get in line with all y'all. What's going on, cuz? You scared? You scared?
Scared what?
Brought my pants this time. I ain't getting blistered today. Loosely mounted ram mount on the front of this thing to put my front running light on. See about sitting on one, leaning on one today. Here's my live wells. super fancy. That's my spare line. Well, that's the port side, in case the starboard side gets full. Give it a shot. You know? Ain't gonna burn no gas. Got $30 in this thing, period. Huh? I'm gonna fish it. See what happens. Is this trailer parking only?
Yep.
Y'all discriminating?
So where you gonna start?
Huh? No, I'm gonna start right here now. I called this. I called this mile.
No,
No, I called this mile now. Come on.
I told Gene we're gonna start right over there. Get out of here.
That's messed up, man. That's messed up. You gonna make me go towards the dam and get sucked through the dam?
No, the first thing we're gonna do is circle you about 5 times and you flip over.
Oh, Lord. Share the water. Share the water, man. No respect for kayakers. Come on, Bob. Share the water, Bob. Hey, you just cut yours loose. You want me to pick you up? Bob, you washed me up on the bank, man. It's defensive fishing. Defensive. No, y'all stay honest. I call this mile. It's my mile. Now, I ain't fell in yet. I definitely don't want to do this in front of these boys. So I'll never hit the end of it if I slip and bust my butt right now. Fall in this water. I got quite a bit in my pants there. My uncle keeps threatening to tip me over. It's pretty jacked up. All right. Daddy, Uncle Jamie keeps threatening to tip me over. Do me one more favor if you don't mind. I need to turn both my lights on. I'm on, this is a side cart.
I don't even think them lights are looking at to be legal.
Oh yeah, that's where I bought them at, the legal store.
We're gonna disqualify you. We're gonna wait till we get started.
Oh, what, a kayak? Yeah. All right, y'all too. Hey now. Hey now, share the water. Share the water. Y'all don't be trying to go to my hole now.
Look, we're gonna start right.
Get out of here.
You gotta get behind us, Dad.
Huh? I hope I ain't got to pee. It's gonna be hard to get up and pee. Get off my hole now. You ain't gonna try to outrun me, are you? They call it 8.5. They calling me a half a boat. Oh, he's doing circles around me. Oh, they trying to intimidate me. They trying to intimidate me. It's like when old number 3 would circle the boys. It's like Dale Earnhardt. But I'm Jeff Gordon, baby. I've never said that before. Who would want to beat Jeff Gordon? He got a pretty good looking wife and a lot of money. They still circling me. This shotgun start's gonna be a little interesting. I think I can hang with these boys for a minute. All right, enough of that nonsense. Sneak attack. See what I did there? They thought I was running with them. Threw them boys off. Get this thing started. What's funny is, I should just be trying to catch 5. I mean, that would be a big accomplishment, just catch a limit, you know. But I'm trying to win, throwing a frog. This is really a good pocket. These 2 or 3 pockets up through here for brim beds and stuff. So I'm not upset with. I mean, it's one of the reasons I went ahead and did this. This lake has a lot of. I mean, you can catch a lot of fish just right here by the ramp. And most of, I mean, we do it every week, but most everybody else does too. Just runs away from here. I am very, very, very glad that we put in on the shady side of the lake, because this ain't bad at all. But man, if it was catching that evening sunset, I'm like on the other side of the lake, it'd be a whole nother deal. So it doesn't take much to get this kayak moving, I'll say that. You put about 3 paddles worth on both sides. You know, you kind of move forward and keep going for a minute. This is the lake where I caught one the other day in my bass boat on this popper. I'd like to catch one about 4 pounds again. I want to throw this topwater over there by that tree pretty bad, but I really need to catch some fish. Go with a worm. I would never do this, really, in a tournament. I mean, in a bass boat, I would throw a topwater and never even think about it. But I don't want to come up and blow up on it because I'm just not going to get that many opportunities, probably. So I want to make sure I give them something I can get a hold of good first. Huh. Trying to break my line, about to flip my boat. Huh. Somebody's over at the boat ramp and they just said, "Mama, that boat over there is small." Small, but it's got a big heart. Hey man, my mama today asked me, I told her, Mom and Dad, I was going fishing in my kayak in the tournament. She said, "You going in teapot?" I said, "Do what?" Teacup. She said, "You going in teacup?" I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "That's what I named your kayak, teacup." I said, "Dang, Mama, that's pretty messed up." Mama's got jokes. I had a Texas rig rigged up, so I'm gonna probably rig one up again later. When I broke my line, my bobber stopper didn't come off. I didn't break above it. It broke right at the hook, so I left my bobber stopper on there. I'm gonna pull it down that's one thing about kayaking I've noticed. You gotta try to be as versatile as you can with limited gear. And I mean, a lot of guys carry a lot more than I've got in here. I got one little tackle box and 3 rods. You could do a lot more, obviously, but I hadn't got all the different stuff and got into all that yet. I'm sure I will. Like this lake, I know a lot about it. I know what I'm gonna do. I could do other stuff. There's all kinds of stuff. I could try something new, but I'm just gonna lay with what I got a pretty good chance of catching some on and see what happens. Tell you one thing, definitely being in this thing, trying to fish out here on a public lake makes me really think differently about when I run by a guy in a kayak on the water. It's not like you see a guy out in the middle of the channel and you're like, "What are you doing, you idiot?" You know, like, you got to know better than that. If you're gonna get in the middle of the channel, you're gonna get rocked. But some folks just might not know better. Out there for the first time, you gotta be careful. You gotta be courteous, and you get in a bind in a hurry on one of these things, especially once it gets a little cooler or water gets a little cooler. Makes you think about things differently when you're the ant. It's so funny how everything's a challenge. Like, it's a little bitty, maybe 7 mile an hour wind, 5 to 7. And it's got me coasting pretty good now. Trying to get over a little ways. The cool thing about this though is if the wind does blow a little bit, it kind of just blows me over into this grass and stops me. The way it's blowing right now. Much better than, well, I guess if it was blowing out towards the lake, it would be blocked by the trees, and that'd be good too. So it's not that big a deal right now, but it's still totally different from a bass boat. I wouldn't even think twice about this little bit of wind. I'd be like, "Oh, that messed up 1 out of every 15 casts." Sailed a little bit because of it, but the only thing I worry about is alligators and snakes. And I'm not gonna get in this thing. Well, I'm not gonna get in this thing when there's a bunch of alligators. There are actually, or have been, alligators on this lake. People will catch them on Eufaula and stuff like that, and then just throw them back. Once they get to 3 or 4 feet long, they can't do nothing with them. And over the years, I've been fishing this lake all my life. I'm 32. I mean, I've probably personally seen 8 or 9. And a lot of other people talk about seeing them too. But I myself have seen them 8 or 9 times. And it's not like it's just one 14-footer that's been over here the whole time. There's one year I saw a 4-footer, a 7-footer, and like a 10-footer, all in one year. So it's obviously 3 different alligators. But I hadn't seen one in a while. I think people take them out, to be honest with you. Around here, I don't think people let them survive very long. Which is not really bothering me right now at this moment. Like, I'm not gonna go out and just go to shooting alligators, but kind of glad that they've purged the fishery of them right now. But alligators scare me, and then snakes. There are a bunch of freaking water moccasins on this lake. That kind of bothers me. But But those are my only two real concerns. And even the snakes, it's not that big a deal right now. But if this wind was blowing like this, or is blowing like this in a little while, about 9:30, pitch black, blowing me up in the grass, I'm gonna be like little school child, freaking out. That's a first. I got a backlash, which is not a first, but I got it because I hit my crock on my cast. I come across the cast and hit my crock like that right there. That's a first. I've never had a backlash initiated by my footwear before. Got a question for you kayakers. If I were just to lay my rod down and paddle, would that be considered trolling? Like if I just throw it out there like that and then paddle a little bit, is that called, like, you know, you can't do that. You can't long line, stuff like that. You can't, you know, troll. Is that trolling for a kayak? Let me know. Oh, I got my line in my trolling motor. Or is it my outboard? Got my line in my trolling motor and my outboard. About an hour and a half in, I ain't had a bite yet, but I'm laying with this frog because it's a one bite deal. Like if I get the one bite I'm looking for, then after dark I can probably finesse me up a keeper or two, or hopefully 4. But yeah, this whole frog deal is a one bite deal. I mean, you get 2 or 3 bites on it, you know, you done something. But if I can just get one good bite and get it in the boat, this is the best hour to do it. You know, 30 minutes or so what's left. One thing I've already noticed about kayak fishing, and I mentioned this in another video the other day, but especially sitting in this real low, if you're sitting in one like I am, you don't want to have your rod right here or up here working your bait. It's hard to get a hook set. I like to kind of, and I mean, I've started just reel working my baits a lot of times. If I got a popper or something, instead of twitching my rod, I'll just reel, do like little reel bursts and get the same action like that. Because if you get your rod up here twitching it and you get a bite, I've already missed several that way. I just can't get a hook in them. For one thing, I'm just not comfortable snatching like a madman and rotating my body all the way around way back here, you know, with a full hook set. So I've caught a few that I probably would have missed if I didn't kind of have my rod out in front of me more like I've been doing. I think that's already helped some. Got one. Come on, baby. Come on, stay on. First bite in the tournament, the kayak. Oh, God, he came off. Dang it. Just a little keeper, but dadgum, I don't want a 0. Dang it. First bite. Been out here an hour and about 2 hours. Right under. Dang it. Won't lose many on that either. I thought he was maybe a little bigger than he was, and I snatched too hard and had him coming this way. Just had a hard time keeping up with him. Dang it. Oh well. We'll try again. Maybe there's a big one running with her. Yeah, that was the first thing I lost in the water. Put my headlamp on where I could see. It's about to get dark and have my rod sitting here in the rod holder. I picked it up and I guess the line was wrapped around it. And there it went in the water and I touched it, but I never got a hold of it. Just glad it wasn't my phone or a GoPro, or that's the only thing I dread is losing something expensive. I can replace one of them pretty easy, but it is going to be a pain not to have somewhere to stick your rod when you're retying and stuff. It's a pretty nice little feature of this boat because you know, they could easily left it out, saved a few dollars, but pretty nice to have it where you can just put your rod right there, work on stuff, or have 3 rods sitting there when you loaded the boat in the water. Oh well, she gone. So I just got a score tracker update from my dad and my uncle. My uncle's fishing one of his buddies and my dad's fishing by himself. Dad's got 2 little ones and my uncle's got 1 little one. Means I was right there with them if I'd have got that one little bite I had in the boat. But I didn't. So now I just got to catch a 2-pounder to make up for it. And all of a sudden I'm back in the running with them boys. I don't know what everybody else has got, but said it only took 6 pounds last week. And the guy had nearly a 5-pounder and another keeper. 2 fish, so it can get tough out here this time of year. Maybe I still got a chance. One thing that's pretty cool about fishing the spinnerbait at night, it's got a big Colorado blade on it. And I haven't paddled in quite a while because I'm just throwing it out there and it'll pull me a little ways. You know. Oh, I had one bite right there. Dang. Pretty good ways away from the bank. I don't think that was a stick out there. But if you just kind of keep making that little cast like that, and fish it, you know, off to the left, which might be a little tough to get a good hook set on, but it's kind of pulling me down the bank pretty good. Pretty neat. All right, well, this is something I'm not used to. Checking my time. It's 9 o'clock. Oof, 9 o'clock. I don't have one, but it's 9 o'clock, so I better start back towards the ramp. I've been out here 3 hours and got 1 hour to be in, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and cover some water. I've been probably, I don't know, I've been fishing the whole time, but I've been about a mile, probably about a mile, maybe a little further. But like I said, I hadn't paddled really any of that. I've been mainly fishing the bank and then fishing up in pockets and stuff. So I got to cover a pretty good bit of water. And I don't really know how long that'll take. I'd say I'm probably going 4 or 5 miles an hour now. So, you know, 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. I should be able to get back. I'm gonna get a little closer and then fish some down there around the boat ramp. Well, I'll be ready for lines out when everybody else is trying to put it on the trailer. One thing I'll say about this too is safety is obviously very important. You know, I'm out here jacking around, making a video. I thought it'd be a pretty cool video, but you gotta be careful. I got a life jacket on. I got navigation lights on the front and the back of my boat. I also got a headlamp on. It's really, really bright. So you gotta be careful. I'm staying real tight to the bank. You know, you can still get on a snake or something crazy like that, but I would rather be really close to the bank than out there in the middle where all the boats are running around and kind of set yourself up for failure out there. But yeah, safety's important. I joke around a bunch, I kid, I have a good time. Y'all don't do nothing crazy just because you think I did something crazy. Gotta think about it and you know, be very careful. It'd be really, really bad if I ever felt like I had a hand in showing somebody something that they went out and got themselves hurt doing. Y'all just be good, be smart about what you do. Have a good time. Whew, all right, I'm kind of tired, so go ahead and fish a little while. Paddle probably about 5 or 6 minutes. Yeah, about like 6 minutes. So made up a little bit of ground. Go ahead and chunk around a little bit. Take me a break from paddling. Whew. I think that one thing I've already noticed is I would have been better off to not fish freshwater necessarily, but just go ahead and double back a little sooner and fish exactly what I just fished, but maybe with something different. I kind of went too far to do that, and in doing so I had to paddle a good bit, and I still do, to get back in time. So I think that looking back I might do that a little different. If I do this again, just fish a couple of hours, and especially depending on the wind and all, if the wind's blowing helping me, it's going to be different when I turn around to go back. But maybe fish a couple of hours and then turn around and fish back a couple of hours instead of trying to cover as much water, fresh water. I'm feeling it pretty good right now. That was just a little 6-minute paddle. All right, back to paddling. Well, there's a lot of guys over there putting them on a trailer behind me. It's 9:49. Got 11 minutes. Ain't looking good. But I'm gonna go down swinging and slinging. I've had a good time though. That's what's funny about this deal is, I mean, I obviously wished I hadn't zeroed if I end up zeroing, but I've had a good time, and it's kind of like, I think what I've seen about this so far is it's more about the experience. Like I said, I came out here 2 weeks ago, or last week, caught 2 fish, fishing out of my bass boat, running all over the lake. My dad's over there. Just talked to him about 10 minutes ago. He's got 2 fish tonight, 2 little ones just like I had last week, and ran all over the place. It's frustrating and it's tough fishing. This place is challenging enough. But that extra layer of challenge and all, like just that fish I lost one, probably wasn't 13 inches long, but I would have loved to have caught it just to feel like I accomplished something, you know. Every little bite, you work so hard for it out here, and even doubly now that I'm fishing out of a kayak tonight. But it is what it is, you know. Still had a good time. I get burnt out on fishing every few years. I mean, I love it. I love it as much as anybody, but I still like, and I think a lot of people that do love it as much as I do, and like I said, I love it as much as anybody. And I think if they're honest with you, they'll tell you too, they get burnt out, especially when it becomes part of your job. I mean, that was one thing I always worried about with trying to be a professional fisherman or work in the industry or whatever it was I was going to do relative to fishing. I said, if it gets to where it's a job and it becomes miserable, that terrified me because I love fishing so much. I didn't want to not love it anymore. And I mean, we've had an up and down relationship, me and fishing, but I've never really hated it. I got to where it wasn't, you know, doing it for me anymore. But I'm in a pretty good place with it, you know, last few years. And then just lately I'm like, it gets monotonous and boring and aggravating. And go fish a bunch of tournaments and spend a bunch of money, and then you win one, you know. I'm fortunate enough to win a few here and there, but you look at the grand scheme of things and you're like, well, I won $800, but over the course of 2 months I spent, you know, $2,000 doing it. So this just gives me something else to do. It's a little different and a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna do this again just to mess around and see if I can win one out of this thing. It'd be so funny if I did. But unless I catch like a 7 right here at the end, what's gonna happen tonight? 9:52. All right, 9:59. Gotta put it down. It's over. Tough night of fishing, but I had a good time doing some silly stuff. I'm gonna do this again. I'm gonna win one of these jokers out of this boat. I don't know what everybody's got, but I know it was tough on a few of them. Somebody probably caught some. You catch one big one that's over out here. But anyway, that's a wrap. Enjoyed it. Goodbye. Hey, Jeffrey, I'm gonna pull up on your trailer. Just pull me out. Huh? You're a good man, Jeffrey. Just junk out of my way. This is always the fun part right here. Whew. Well, that's it. Enjoyed it. Let's see what the results are. Here we got a big one up here. Heard there was a 7-pounder in the bag.
Jeffrey brought one with him.
Dang, that's a pretty one, Jeffrey. Man, that's a pretty fish. If I'd have got hooked to that, and I'd have been all the way up the dam before I could have turned her around. Good job, Jeffrey.